Okay, guys, we're going to talk about this Aventon cinch. This is a bike that I got from Aventon or Aventon, you may say, and it is a 20 by 4-inch fat tire bike that is a step through e bike as well. And as I'm riding along here, I did a lot of special effects, as you can see, and let me know what you guys think about the special effects on these videos, and I'll continue doing them. But yeah, let's talk about this 20-inch trike. Let's talk about this 20-inch bike. I've got so many of both, so I get a little confused here. So yeah, let's talk about the features of this thing. This cinch has a 750-watt rear hub motor, and I think it peaks at about 1,000. And then it also has a 48-volt battery that sits in the down frame. And it's got pedal assist, goes from, it's actually 1 through 5, but it starts out at off, and then it goes to, I think, eco, and then normal, and I think it may have a sport mode, then a boost mode. But there's 4 or 5 different levels of pedal assist on this bike. And what's really unique about this bike is the low step through area. This is probably the lowest step through bike that I've reviewed in the last 2 to 3 years. And I'm really happy to see companies making these with lower step through areas, especially for seniors and people with disabilities. Because I'm 73 years old and I can still get around pretty well on these 20-inch and ride these 20-inch bikes, or 26 for that matter. But as I age and get a little bit older, it becomes a little more difficult to navigate a 26-inch bike. So this 20-inch bike that Aventon sent me has really helped me explore a little bit more when I'm out on the road or if I'm riding on the trails. And I will also take this off road and do a review as well. Now, the front suspension on this is very good. It's got adjustables and lockouts on it. It does not have rear suspension, but I'm not too worried about that. It's also got a suspension seat post. That's really different, getting those on bikes for that matter. So some of these companies that are at the higher end of the spectrum in the e-bike community or e-bike field, they're probably in the top 3 of all that I've ever reviewed. And I think from their sales to their customer service to their quality of products, this Aventon's cinch came fully assembled. Now, that is very different when we are talking about assembly. So, when you take it out of the box, the only thing you really have to do is fold up the handlebar stem, um, lock it in place, adjust the handlebars a little bit. It's got four screws on top where you can adjust that in or out to your comfort. And but I was really surprised with the seat post on this because it's very comfortable. So yeah, we're going to be doing a lot of writing on this, and I'll be get out several videos for you guys. So if you're in the market to buy a 20-inch or a 26-inch fat tire bike for that matter, um, you can come to my channel. I will have links to most companies. Some companies have discount codes with them, some don't. But when you order them from our channels, you're actually helping the channel, and that allows these companies to send us more products to review for you guys. Now, I retired about 4 years ago, and I've been riding e-bikes for probably 2.5 years now. And I'm up to probably 75 or 76,000 subs now, and I've got almost 1,000 videos that I've actually put out, believe it or not, in 2.5 years. So you can see that I do a lot of content, uh, writing, videos of repairs, how to change a flat tire. So I'll be doing a lot of that coming up here in the future for you guys. But since I've changed over to this newer software, you can see with all these special effects that I can do now, it just kind of breaks up the ride a little bit to where you guys can, that you like to watch special effects, so where you can see different things coming up that I'm putting on the video. So, yeah, but when we get into seniors riding, there are, excuse me, there are a couple things I want to talk about. Safety is first that I want to talk about, especially being a senior or people with disabilities. But this is really covers just about anybody that rides e-bikes. When you actually go on a ride, the first thing you want to do is check over your bike. You want to check the tire pressure, make sure that's up to where it needs to be. And you also want to tighten any bolts down that are loose. Check out your brakes to make sure they are operating efficiently. And you also want to make sure your battery is fully charged as well, unless you have a second battery that you're carrying with you. So, those are some of the things that you want to do pre ride, you may call it. And, but let's talk about safety. We're going to talk about safety on the road first, and then we'll get into safety on the trail. When you are actually riding on the road, there's two things that you really have to pay attention to and be um, concerned about, and that is you got to have situational awareness and you have to have your head on a swivel. When you're out on the road, cars just don't pay attention to you like they should. Now, when I ride, I've got flashing helmet lights. I've got the bikes that's got flashing on them lights. So those are some of the things you definitely want to make sure you have on your bike or your bike helmet. And you always want to wear reflective clothing the best that you can, because when you're noticed, this is a situation you want to be noticed. So when you're out riding like that, wear maybe an orange or a yellow construction smock is sometimes that I'll carry that, and wear that so people can, so I can be noticed when I'm out on the road. And you got to be careful, especially when you are crossing intersections. You have to be careful of somebody coming up behind you turning right, and sometimes they've actually turned right in front of me, and I had the right of way to get across that intersection. Now, with that said, here in Ohio, you have to, and I don't, and most guys don't. You're supposed to walk your bike across an intersection, and that is for that reason, especially if somebody is going to turn right. Um, that you don't get hit by him as you're crossing that intersection. That's one of the things you have to do. Now, just because you're on a bike don't mean you can disobey traffic laws and regulations, because you can't. When you're riding either on the bike trail or the road, you got to follow the traffic laws just like you are in a vehicle. So I see that a lot, especially on the bike trails. I call it the spandex crowd. There's guys probably from 20 to 50 years old, and they don't have an e-bike or an e-trike. They're riding a regular 10 speed or whatever. And I never see them stopping at intersections. I think that is just terrible. I pretty much 98% of the time to 99 will stop at every stop sign completely. Now, if I've got a low battery that I'm dealing with and I want to get, not have to start up again from the stop, and when I'm don't want to lose my battery, shall we say, I sometimes will go through that intersection, but I certainly make sure that um, nobody's coming for sure. So yeah, and when you're riding on road, try to get over on the shoulder the best that you can. If there is a sidewalk that's accessible or available, and it's legal to ride on that sidewalk, I recommend that you take the sidewalk. Here in Ohio, they have most sidewalks now that are wide enough, and they are designed for people walking, jogging, riding bikes. So anytime that you can stay off the road, you're better off doing that. So those are some of the things you got to be careful. You can also buy rear cameras you can put on your handlebars where you can see what's behind you. I didn't care for them a whole lot. It was just kind of odd. You want to make sure you have good mirrors on it. I don't have mirrors on this bike right here yet because I'm still in the infant stage of reviewing this for the company. So I want to ride this as stock as I could. But, yeah, you wanna have a good set of mirrors, rather they be bar end mirrors or that you actually attach to the handlebars. You wanna make sure that you have those. You probably wanna ride with your lights on, the most you can. I don't ride with them on a lot because 'cause I've got so many, flashing lights, that are actually on my helmet. I don't have to worry about it a whole lot. So yeah, that's a little bit about road riding. Now, when you're getting on trails, there's a couple things you got to be careful of, especially on bike trails. You got to, of course, you want to stop at all the stop signs, as I mentioned, and you also have to be careful with people walking, jogging, running, other bikes that are on the bike trail that you are coming up on. I typically will always holler on your left or on your right well in advance before I approach that person, but sometimes women are sit there and they're talking to each other, and just people in general are talking, and they don't hear me. So if I have a bell on the bike or a horn, I'm not a fan of either one of those. I would just as soon holler so they can, and it alarms them sometimes, but they need to know I'm coming. And of course, you got to be careful with dogs and stuff in case they're running loose. Here in Ohio, in most states, they're supposed to be on leashes, but for the most part, a lot of guys, a lot of women, men just let them run loose. And especially if they're a pit bull or German Shepherd or a Rottweiler, you got to be really careful. So, yeah, that's a couple things on the trail ride. In the next video, we're going to get into what you need to carry on the ride. And I'll explain to you how to fix a flat tire, how to change a tube in a tire, some of those things that I do on my channel. I will explain all that to you once I get into the next video and some of the things, important things you need to carry with you. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this ride along with all the special effects and things that I'm doing. And we'll get into some other videos and talk about some other topics, some bikes I'm getting in and things like that. So, yeah, I love riding e-bikes. I love to review these for seniors and people with disabilities. I've had so much fun doing this that it is not a job to me at all. Sometimes I'll just get out and ride. I won't take my camera along or anything, so I just enjoy the day. So anyway, I want to thank you guys for following along. Share, like, subscribe, hit the bell notification, and I will see you on the next video.